Hey guys, welcome to Everyday Jewish Mom. Today I wanted to talk about getting through the high holidays when you have a baby. As you know, having a baby changes everything. And so I wanted to give you some of the strategies that I've used for making sure that I have a meaningful holiday, even if it doesn't look quite like it looked like when I didn't have kids or didn't have a baby. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I put out videos all year round on being a mom and being a Jewish mom. Also, I have a video out about how to help your kids love going to services, and I will tag that above here and down there. The high holidays are a very meaningful time for me, not only celebrating the new year, but having that time to reflect on the previous year and thinking about how I can do better in the year to come. And so making it work with having a baby is always a struggle, and I want to make sure that I don't feel like I've really missed out on something. Well, my first tip was going to be prepared, but if you have a baby, you know that that's not always a thing. You can't be prepared because they're unpredictable. So this is what I'll say. If you are planning on bringing your baby to temple, get to know your congregation a little bit. Each congregation is very different when it comes to the amount of kid and baby noise that is socially acceptable during services. Some congregations are used to a little bit of squirming and some coos and maybe even a little cries, and it'll be just fine. And some congregations really expect quiet, and there are some that even don't allow kids into the sanctuary. So know where you're going. In many congregations, there are overflow rooms where you can hear the service, but also make noise and not disturb other people. However, those rooms are also often used by people who are coughing and things. And so I've never been a huge fan of bringing my baby into a room with coughing people. Another thing that I would try and investigate if you're nursing or even if you're bottle feeding is trying to find a quiet place where you can feed your baby. Ideally, it's somewhere where you can hear the service, but it may not be. When I joined my temple, I realized that we didn't have a good place to nurse my baby. So I created one. I will give you a link below to a sign I made for that room. And I always create a basket with some snacks and water and maybe a couple little toys if there's an older sibling in the room. Especially on Yom Kippur when everyone's fasting. If you're a nursing mom, you may want to have a snack or drink some water, and so it's nice to have a space to do that. Another way that I deal with the unpredictability of my children is I do my best to make it to the Erev service, the night service before the day of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. I put my kids to bed, or someone else put my kids to bed, and I sneak off to services. And that allows me to have some real quiet time to reflect, to experience the service and all those tunes that, mean the high holidays to me. And then if something happens the next day where I have to leave services early, or I never make it there, or one of my kids has a fever for the third year in a row on Yom Kippur, I don't feel like I've fully missed out on the holiday because I was able to get that quiet time during services the night before. Finally, if for whatever reason you're not going to make it to temple this year, there are other options now. Many Reform congregations do webcasts of their services. I'll link a couple below, but there are more every year, so look up some temples that you're familiar with, and you might be able to attend the service from home. I did this once when I had to come home early, and I didn't sit there and do the service with them, but I had it on in the background. And once again, I loved hearing those tunes, and I just felt like I wasn't fully missing out on things. And finally, what I'd like to say is that the holidays are not just going to temple. You can celebrate them at home by eating traditional foods, thinking about the themes of the holiday, connecting with friends and family, and wishing them a good holiday. I hope that these tips helped you guys out. Remember that they are not babies forever. Hang in there, mamas. If you have some tips you'd like to share, I would love to see them in the comments below so they can be shared with everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and check out the other holiday videos I've got going on.